Hey everyone, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront Talks video. It's Cold Trooper 163 here, and I have not released a video probably since last E3 about Star Wars Battlefront. I think I made maybe one or two after that. I'm not really for sure. I haven't really checked yet, but talking speculation about what Star Wars Battlefront needs and how it can work and try to take what Star Wars Battlefront 3 by Free Radical was doing. And that was the last time you seen me do videos on that. And I'm the type of person who doesn't like to do speculation, rumor videos. There's a lot of people on YouTube that have Star Wars Battlefront channel or Star Wars HQ channels, and they want to, all the way through, they want to just talk nothing but speculation, about rumors, about what they think that's going to be in the game. And I'm not that type of person. I want to report on real facts and real stuff, and try and give you the news that's correct and proper, but I haven't done that. And GDC came and went, and that was shown behind closed doors to GameStop. And Star Wars Celebration came, and I have to say, the trailer was awe-inspiring. I loved it. It was amazing. Sadly, it was in-engine footage. We didn't get to see it being played. I mean, if you went to Star Wars Celebration, you got to see it, and it was about 5 minutes. There's been a lot of people throwing around 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 6 minutes. I think GameSpot threw around that it was a 7-minute trailer, and so did IGN, but a lot of other people that seen it said it was about 5 minutes. And I don't know, this is not what the game's going to look like, obviously. All of these models that you see, and obviously this here isn't Star Wars Battlefront by DICE, this is Free Radical's version, but obviously none of that's going to look like that. They're going to be the same models, yes, but they're going to have the models, the polys on the models taken down a lot. They're going to bake the textures bake the normals and all, so that the details are in the textures and they don't have it on the model to really cap the frame rate or hurt it in any way on the consoles and the PC. They really want to try to aim, I think, to give this game a sort of, system requirements for what it is for Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline. Obviously, although Battlefield Hardline seems to run somewhat better than Battlefield 4 on my computer for some reason. I don't understand that, but maybe they just optimized the code a little bit better. But obviously, we get a lot of information, and a lot of very sad and disappointing information that actually made me mad. But sadly, over time, I've addressed my concerns about this in the past. I'm really going to be disappointed. I said if this doesn't have Clone Wars, if this doesn't have this or that in it. I'm still very disappointed about the Clone Wars. Clone Wars, I don't care what you say about the prequels. Yes, Anakin being a whiny little bitch and all of this other stuff, Episode 1. Don't worry about that. Worry about the battles. Worry about the clone troopers. Worry about the clones versus the droids. Worry about the Jedi versus, them. That was awesome. Like this here, the Battle of Kashyyyk was really awesome, even though Mace Windu was not in the Battle of Kashyyyk. Luminar and Yoda was. But it would just be awesome to have the Clone Wars. And if they turn that into DLC later, that's very disappointing to me. And it's very disappointing to me that they're already talking about DLC. Don't say, hey, this is DLC. Hey, say you can play the Battle of Jakku on day one, on the disc. It's there. It's not DLC. It's not, pre-order DLC. That's what I hate. We saw that with China Rising, but China Rising for Battlefield 4 did not turn out to be free. It was, you get it free if you pre-order the game, but if you wait and get the game later, you don't get it. And I think that was the case with Origin as well. I mean, I think if you bought it on disc, I don't think it actually, if you bought one that said like a limited edition Battlefield 4, I think it was, you got that, but you didn't actually get it free later on. You still had to pay for China Rising. But with this, it's kind of free, but I think it's something that they should have advertised that, hey, we have the 4 planets, which is another topic on its own, big topic, because I think that's really retarded, only 4 planets. And out of the 4 planets, there's only 12 maps on said 4 planets altogether. But I'll probably make more videos on this before E3 to give them to you guys to talk about that. But talking about DLC so early. Now, you have, what was it, April, and you have November. What is that, like 6-7 months? I don't really know. I didn't really count it. But you have all of these months before the November 17th release date. And you're like, okay, you're already talking about DLC. I could see talking about DLC at Eurogamer or Gamescom later in the year, in August, around those times, because you're closer to the game. And you're like, when you get to August, around September, they're finalizing the game. They're actually going through, looking at any bugs and saying, okay, here's what we do. And then around, I think at the end of September, they probably send the game off to the guys that put it on the disc and whatnot and get it ready for packaging. And then around the October range, they're hunting more bugs in the game, and then that's where you get the day one patches for a lot of your games, is because they're looking for that. But they didn't. They decided to announce it then because everything around Star Wars Celebration was about Episode 7. And that trailer for Episode 7 was just insane. I mean, it was crazy. To see the first teaser trailer to this teaser trailer, if you think those 2 teaser trailers were amazing, wait till we get to see the actual trailer. I mean, because I remember seeing the teaser trailers for Avengers, and then we got the actual trailer for Avengers Age of Ultron, and it just blew me away. And that was awesome. But really, what's going on here, and I think with Star Wars Battlefront, is DICE has had 3 years to make this game, and there's actually a book, I think, not a book, a magazine that released an article with DICE, and it's in Sweden, and they said in 2012 or something, I think it was 2012, I think it said, DICE actually got to go to Skywalker Ranch, excuse me, and look at a lot of these models. 2012, it's 2015. That's about 3 years they've had to work on this game. And what do we get? We get the Galactic Civil War, and we get no space to ground, no campaign, missions, which is probably their take and their reimagining of probably Star Wars Battlefront 1's campaign, which Star Wars Battlefront 1's campaign was not like Star Wars Battlefront 2's campaign. Star Wars Battlefront 1's campaign was more or less, you play through scenes from the movie, but they're a bit different. You know, they had the Naboo battle. You got to play on Naboo, not the planes, but inside the palace or outside the palace. And it was you, that was in the story, I think it was you playing as the droids, but you also had the Naboo soldiers and stuff going in, and you had to attack them. But also with the planes in there, you also could fight as the droids and win against the Gungans. And same with the Naboo Palace map, you could actually win the Battle of Naboo. And I think that's what their take on these missions are. Like it's going to be with the Hoth mission in Star Wars Battlefront. You're going to be able to play as the Empire or the Rebels, and you're going to be able to either play as the Rebels and actually win against the Empire and actually change that in that story in their own way, or you're going to have the Empire where they totally decimate like they did in the movie and win depending on what side you're on. So you can actually, you know, live out your Star Wars dreams in these, I guess these missions is what they're trying to say, and you can actually say, okay, here is the Rebels. Oh, there's they beat the Empire, you know, because you could do that in Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. You could play that, but that was in instant action. So I think maybe these missions are going to have set objectives as well. Like for the Empire, it's going to be assault Echo Base, and then when you reach up a certain point, it's going to say take off the shield generator, and then for the Rebels, it's going to be defend the shield generator, defend Echo Base, take out the AT-AT walkers. It's going to be all of this probably. It's going to have objectives probably in it, but they're going to be objectives that can last throughout the entire game. I don't know much more about missions because they really haven't said anything, and I think at E3 we'll probably hear more about this. But I do want to kind of skip away from that and kind of address testing this game. I do not think whatsoever, we will get to test Star Wars Battlefront or have an alpha or beta before launch. And here's my reason being. So Star Wars Battlefront has a deadline of November 17th, and it has to be out by November 17th. It can't be out any later because they want to have enough time for everybody to sit down and play this game before the movie. And by doing so, what they're going to do is they're going to internal test this like crazy. They're going to invite people from YouTube. They're going to invite other people to come in and test this game. They're not going to do a public test. Look at Battlefield Hardline. That game had an E3 beta, and alpha. I think it was an alpha or beta. I don't remember which. And it got that, and it got such bad negative press from fans of the Battlefield series and everything, ever calling it a Battlefield mod. I even called it a Battlefield mod. Then we got a beta. Then it got delayed. It was supposed to come out that October. It got delayed because of what was going on with people saying that, it needs to be fixed. Needs to be done to it. It got delayed until March of, last year? Or I think it was this year. And honestly, it was this year. It was this year. I got that mixed up there for a second. Sorry about that. But yeah, this year. It got delayed until March of this year. And we got a beta of it before launch. And that actually was perfect. It actually had the changes that we wanted in it. It made it feel like a really good Cops and Robbers game. And it's great. But if we get a beta and DICE is like, okay, people don't like how this plays. People don't like how this works. People don't like the mechanics in the game. Okay, we have to change this. Disney is not going to allow them to delay this game. And I'll tell you right now, EA may be running the Star Wars franchise and video games for 10 years, but Disney, Lucasfilm, they have a tight grip on what probably EA is allowed to do. And Lucasfilm, Disney, whatever, has probably told EA, do not let this game skip or get delayed past the November 17th release date. We want this out. We want people to play the Battle of Jakku. We want people to play the other stuff for kids that maybe haven't seen the movies but are into video games. Let them play the Battle of Hoth, the Battle of Endor, whatever. And let them see those iconic battles. And then let them play the Jakku thing and say, oh, Mom, I saw that in Star Wars Battlefront. I know how that happened. I know how that Star Destroyer got there. I know how that X-Wing got there. Well, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to try to have in this, and they're not going to allow us to test it. Now, I would be blown out of my mind right now if E3 comes and say, hey, you can test the game, because I just got blown out of my mind with Call of Duty. Call of Duty hasn't had a beta since World at War, and we're getting one with Black Ops 3, even though I'm kind of not into Call of Duty anymore. Advanced Warfare kind of threw me off with that game with Call of Duty now. But Star Wars Battlefront, if we get a beta, I'm going to be very surprised. And if we do, I'll have footage on my channel for it. I really wish I would be, invited out to, like most of these YouTubers were, for to see it at in Sweden at DICE's place. But I'm not that popular, so I'm not going to be able to ever probably do that until I get even more popular. In a way, I hardly make videos on here. It probably won't happen. But I am going to make a part 2 of this video. It's going to address a lot of my other concerns. I know I didn't address a lot in here. I addressed DLC and a few others. I'm going to address heroes. I'm going to address the no campaign, the map, why the planets. I think I said that, and a lot of other things. Oh, and the aim down sights. I'm going to express my feelings about that. There's so much that I'm going to entitle, but YouTube has capped me at 15-minute videos, so I can't release much more than that. And I don't think I said it earlier in the video, but if I didn't, the reason why I didn't put Star Wars music at the beginning is because Lucasfilm, or the guys behind the Star Wars music, has recently in a lot of my videos copyright claimed some of my videos, and actually where it shows the audio, I can't monetize them. So what I've been doing is I've been trying not to do that, but recently I uploaded a video of Halo Online, and actually got a copyright strike. So I'm trying not to get any more copyright strikes. So I should get everything back in September. But keep a watch out for video 2. It should be up shortly after this. I hope you like the gameplay in the back. This is Battle of Hoth. If you didn't know that already, Darth Vader running right there. But this has been Clone Trooper 163. Have a great day.